The Eighth Donkey, a counting story. A merchant decided to sell his donkeys. Before he left his house, his wife asked him to count the number of donkeys frequently during the trip. Tie them all together and sell all the 7 and don't lose them, she said. The merchant counted 7 donkeys, mounted on them, and headed to the market. When he reached a quarter of the distance, he counted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and desperately looked for the 7th. He looked all around for the 7th but couldn't find it. He got off to make sure that he had tied them properly. Everything looked intact. So he counted again. 6, 7. He was happy to see all of them. He mounted once more and continued his journey towards the market. When he reached half the distance, he counted again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And desperately looked for the 7th again. He looked all around for the 7th but couldn't find it. He was worried about his promise to his wife that he will sell all 7 properly. He got off to make sure that he had tied them securely. Everything looked great. So he counted again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He was happy to see all of them. He mounted 1 and continued again. When he reached 3/4 of the distance, the merchant counted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and desperately looked for the 7th once again, looking very puzzled. He looked all around for the 7th but couldn't find it. He felt very tired and decided to find some water. He stopped at a nearby inn and went to get some water. The innkeeper counted the donkeys and asked him, "Are those your 7 donkeys?" The merchant was so happy to hear that. "Do you see 7?" he asked. The innkeeper was very puzzled by his question. He said, "Yes, I see 7 donkeys." The merchant was super happy and went out to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and jumped with joy when he found all of them. The merchant mounted 1 and started his journey to the market. Just before reaching, he counted again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And couldn't find the 7th one again. He got completely worried and decided to dismount and count again. Sure enough, he found all 7. He said to himself, "These are expensive donkeys and I'm very close to the market, so I better walk so I won't lose my 7th donkey." So he walked to the market. A smart young lady passed by and saw the merchant walking the donkeys to the market and commented sarcastically, "You don't have any animals to ride, huh?" The merchant explained, looking very pleased with himself, "I found something very interesting during this journey. I started off with 7 donkeys, but the moment I mount on them, I find only 6. When I get down, I find all my 7 back. So I decided to walk to make sure that I don't lose my 7th donkey." The woman looked very amused and told him, "Why, my good man, I see 8 donkeys in front of me." "8?" asked the merchant. "Yes, of course. I see 8 going to the market," said the lady, smiling. The woman seemed so smart that the merchant believed her completely. When he reached the market, He shouted very loudly, 8 donkeys for sale, 8 donkeys for sale. A rich man came by and counted the number of donkeys and said, I see only 7. They both counted together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The merchant was happy to see his 7 donkeys and sold all of them to the rich man. On the way back, he thought to himself that the lady was not so clever after all and did not know how to count. Little he didn't know that he was not sure how to count himself. All the way home, he thought of the poor woman who did not know how to count. Do you kids know how to count?